Bam, skibbity bop boo. Hey everybody, welcome back to Karandrin Role Playing. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Palantir, and this is episode 91 of Brise's Tale. And as always, my good buddy Max is here to play the bold and the beautiful Paladin Brise. Max, say hello to the lovely people.
Hello, everybody. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but Kevin, every time you say "and this," I think you're going to say "and this is Max." And this is episode 91. Hope you're all having a good night tonight. Yeah, ready to continue our adventure from where we left off last, which was pretty exciting.
Yeah, so we learned some interesting stuff, but let's start with what we are doing generally as a synopsis for people, and then Max, tell us what we learned last session.
Yeah, so we are on a mission right now to track down. Well, we have a map to the temple of the Iron Empress, an old, some 5,000-year-old deity that was worshipped in this region and surrounding regions during that ancient time. And so this kind of an evil, objectively seemingly evil goddess associated with snakes and daggers and got some noise going on over there. That's all right. So this evil goddess exploring this temple under the order of Lady Miagral and trying to clean it out of any monsters or creatures or undead that's made it their home, so we can have the temples come in later and purely sanctify the place and actually cleanse it of any unholiness. So I'm currently trying to get there. It took us the whole session to get half a day because of a lot of things going on. So spotted a couple of trolls, which we managed to avoid. Well, one troll which we managed to avoid, and then ogre. Sorry, I was getting them mixed up for some reason. An ogre. I did. Perhaps I avoided a troll too. I don't know. Maybe it was right. But we also close encounter with some frog-like humanoids, which we weren't really able to get a good look at and identify. Then we ended up staying at the abandoned village. Got sidetracked and came across a way old abandoned village, all the buildings half buried in the ground and everything, and found a group of ghosts chained to a candle, their faces all distorted, with these ghostly chains to this huge candle at the center of their circle. And it turns out it was an act of the necromancer Volshad, who, if you watch our previous episodes, is a notorious, unrelated to the Iron Empress from what we know, but a negative influence in this region for a long time.
And they suspected she
still
was
alive,
dead.
Most likely, even though she was deemed to have been slain. So, yeah, very odd. We left the candles. We'll come back to that maybe in a later episode, but for now, we're dead set on trying to find the temple here,
right,
as safely as possible.
Right, and so we're moving along. You're at least halfway to it, according to the Quinn asked, when did the attractive people on the stream arrive? As soon as you hop on, Quinn. As soon as we get you on camera, buddy.
Or donate to the stream, and we can always wear wigs and makeup.
That's right. We'll get a makeup crew in here. One of the things I really enjoy doing with little girls, especially, is let them do my makeup. It's so ridiculous. You just wind up looking like some garish clown. It's just so funny to do. But I've let two of my nieces do that. We have a third who's aging right along, and I'm sure I'll have that chance with her too. But yeah, Quinn. So yeah, just send us a few $1,000s, and we'll hire some models.
And I'll get a facelift. I'll get
that's right.
Be cleaned up.
That's right. Well, and finally we'll get all the feminine features of Max really enhanced, and and there's his beaming face. So
my grimace.
Your grimace. Obi-Wan's on the stream, but you're not. Your face is not appearing, Obi-Wan. So,
Dude, does the chat count of being on the stream or part of the stream? I don't know what
no,
that
in
right.
terms of attractiveness, I don't think chat can be. I don't know. I mean, is that like
Oh.
honeyed words, right? More attract more flies with honey. Um,
I
so
should also mention at the end of the last episode, we did have a dream. The Iron Empress approached me yet again, trying to gain my favor and ensure that I can put my trust in her. And she made an exchange if I could tell her something Mia Grawl desired. She would make sure I obtain what is it, a magic item, a leather girdle that apparently has a hidden power to avoid the detection of demons, which would be really helpful. So uh, hopefully everyone had a really fun time watching me wring words out of me try to figure out what to say. It was very morally gray area that Brise is
yeah,
in, trying to figure out what kind of decision she should make. Trust the evil goddess, get the demon protection. But
I
anyway,
was I was trying to explain to my in-laws the how the story went yesterday last stream, and I said I presented Max with some morally gray dilemmas, and my father-in-law said, "Well, we can always help bail him out," and so I don't think he understands what we do, but that's
the
fine.
magic prison is a little harder to.
Exactly. They don't take American Express, but you did not sleep very much last night. Beast did not because of some ogres that
Oh,
apparently
right.
were feasting and celebrating on the ridge across from yours.
Yeah, that was a
Um,
long episode. Oh my gosh.
yeah, we did quite a bit, um, and so you just had to catch up on sleep, and so you slept through a good chunk of the day. And now we find ourselves in early mid afternoon. You've eaten a couple of meals full. You've packed up and washed off as best you can. Bree slept in a cave this night, and now she is ready to get going and
Get
uh,
back to it.
get back to it. Um,
Yeah, we'll saddle up again, and hopefully no one is waiting right outside.
exactly.
Have
Let's.
Delani maybe do a bit of a scouting.
Okay, so send Nalani out.
Yeah.
Um, the She finds nothing of interest. There might be some abandoned homes. There's some thatch. She's seeing some thatch that's got trees going through it.
Okay.
Um, Further down the hill, roll for me.
71.
So it as she flies over that, and you're sort of concentrating and seeing the images of that, it occurs to you, what was this temple serving? Like, where is the community it was serving?
That's a great question. I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking like, yeah, it's an abandoned temple in the jungle, of course. Maybe that, huh. Interesting if their faith didn't require like that. No, because I guess that would make sense.
Um, you
Unless it
have
wasn't a
heard
temple. Unless it was
it,
like some other structure dedicated to her meant to do something else. But
I mean, obviously one possibility is that there was a fire or something that destroyed
sure,
a
most of
settlement here,
it else.
but the temple seems kind of large by the descriptions you've heard of it and your
Yeah.
discussions with Fraudrum for that. Your faith is not among them, but there are some faiths that do build temples for retreat.
Mm.
That is for spiritual retreat, not military retreat or tactical retreat, if you will. Not as a refuge, but and so you guys don't do it, and neither do the Admians, which is the another large faith in your area. It's a monotheistic faith started by the halflings and the plainsmen north of you. They worship that god in addition to your pantheon. But they don't. They use chime houses. Their temples are called chime houses, but they don't
Yeah.
do that either. You don't know about the desert faiths. You don't know what they do.
Right.
Um,
By the way,
so
Obi-Wan Karen says your video is a little shaky. It looks okay on YouTube. I've got to pull it
was
up.
my video shaky
Yeah. Yeah. Try to stay still. That's
as much as possible. That's what
big
that's
as
my
in
motto.
laggy. I think is
That's
better.
right. The Accent Express. It's everywhere you want to be robbed. Yeah. But that's the Alomar. You're thinking Alomar, Quinn, the city of Theaxia there, in northern Theaxia. So the so yeah, so and it could be just like these trees. Fraudrum could have just missed a larger community that's just overgrown.
Right. That's true.
And so you've got several possibilities there, but it also means that if there is larger areas of shelter, you are looking at more danger
Right.
as things find homes in these abandoned homes. Sorry, so ready to hit the road, you feel? Not too much danger out and about, it would seem. Um, 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 what do you want in your hands? What's your state of readiness?
We'll do try to get Ebola and target shield again.
Okay. And you riding or are you leading your horse?
Riding. Yeah. Let's go. Hopefully we can make it there today.
So you're trying to stick to the ridges so you can be above most of the trees and see the higher landmarks that Fraudrum marked off for you. I should throw up
Yeah.
a caption for Fraudrum while we're talking. Um, I was going to tell you something, and I've lost my. Oh, that's what you need to do. You need to roll for me.
Do I now? Well, it's a 29.
Okay. So yeah, Fraudrum left you, as you know, on the map markers that can be seen from very high because she observed the temple from very high, and that was the best map she could produce for you.
Yeah, I'm curious. Did she like actually fly, take a memory of it, and draw the map, or is she up there with like?
That's a good question, right? Like,
That's a
what
good
do
one.
these powerful individuals do?
Yeah.
Um,
There's a spell that draws a map for you. That would be really cool.
um, so, having such a late start, you did not get a lot done before nightfall. You've been working your way down the hill and then up the next one, trying to gain ground, gain height. Darkness is already falling. What do you want to do? You've had a peaceful several hours.
Oh, good.
Um,
Well, it would be good to try to get a vantage to see again where I am in terms of the landmarks. So we'll go for a little bit further as long as they've got light.
yeah.
But then we might just, if we can't find anything, we'll set up camp.
You crest a hill, but no landmarks are within sight that are mentioned on the map.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Well, we'll set up camp then. Better to be safer than sorry. We'll try to figure out where we are in the morning. Ooh, excuse me.
I'm right there with you, buddy. So, um, yes, you're strangely tired. You hope that's not the curse on you regaining strength.
Oh my gosh. Come on, Oxier.
That's right.
This is like, he's going to be like, you know what? Fine. Iron Empress, go.
That's right.
My healing blessing.
So
yeah, we'll find a good spot for camp. And
yeah, you find one just below the crest to keep the wind off of you. Wow, you take a break from making your tent, and apparently you pass out. You
All right. That's fine.
wake up with rations on your chest. Um,
What?
I gotta remember my numbers. So you wake in the middle of the night
Okay.
due to a dream or anything. Um, and yeah, sure enough, you've got um, most of a ration or half of a ration left
Oh, I see it.
on
I'm
your
munching.
chest. Yeah, and the tent is half made. Um,
That's the life, man. Just eating and falling asleep and then waking up. And then, oh, look, food's right there. I'll just eat.
it's right.
When did Brees become fast?
That's right. When did priests become? The transition has happened over the years. It's just
Oh,
inevitable,
gosh. Okay.
Um, and the um, what woke you is the sound of music in the distance, very faint,
Okay.
and you can see again across to another hill in the valley. You can see very faint lights moving um, slowly across the through the trees um, near the ground, and just very faint um, music comes to you from that area. Roll for
Mhm.
me.
72.
There's no question to you that those are Fae,
Oh,
and specifically ones you've read about in the text you're studying
yeah.
on Wings and Things. They are considered benevolent. They're called the Billborn Fae. Um, oops. Um, they are winged. They're humanoid, um, and sort of like almost like turtles. Instead of a shell, though, they have a nut shell around
Huh.
them. And yes, they can retract into it and appear just as nuts, either hanging from a tree, they'll hang in clusters, however the natural nut would appear.
Right.
Um, but they're generally considered benevolent. Um, can be a little prankstery, you know. Um,
Mhm.
Offerings of food are considered an excellent way to ward off pranks, but better yet is an offering of wine.
And so there, you said in the next, the hill of the next valley, right?
Well, in this valley, there
Oh,
are
in this valley.
multiple hills and ridges and so on. So across from your hill on the opposing slope, the slope facing you,
Right.
lower down on their hill, that music is a telltale sign as well as the lights. Um,
Right.
so if anything, would you like to do?
You know what? I think I will leave out some food. Just in case. They do seem they're if I can see them and hear them, perhaps they can see me. So I might as well leave them a little offering and then continue to go to bed if I
Okay.
can. So we'll leave them, 3 rations, just kind of unwrap them, and set them out away from the campsite.
Um, and you listen to the music for a little while. It is very. You wonder if it'll, ward off unpleasant dreams.
Hmm.
And you fall back asleep and roll for me your 3 rolls as you wake up.
56,
Wake at
30,
dawn.
32, and 18.
Still feel tired in the morning, but you're waking up. Your sleep schedule seems to be back to where it needs to
Good.
be, waking at dawn or thereabouts. When do you do a visit from the? Let me see where my notes are.
Trinitas? That's a
Yeah,
fantastic question.
the 6th, morning of the
The
6th.
6th. Wow. Okay. We're tomorrow.
So
Oh yeah,
interesting.
time's been passing fast these couple days. Morning of 6. Okay. Well, good. We're in the wilderness. That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, at least
Um,
not socially. Yeah. Well, that was a interesting roll. Um, so
what was it?
nothing. You're fine. What's a
Okay.
little blood?
So
Um,
yeah, I'm ready to just saddle up. Again, we're just going to keep heading out in the direction I think and try to find a landmark I can measure my progress by.
you should be close to one. You feel. Did you erase a ration for your?
Oh
And did
yeah.
you want to check on the rations for the
Oh
foe?
yeah. Yeah. Let's see. How about that?
So yeah, you just sort of creep down there. And there is this. You set it on a rock, kind of cleaned it off, and set your 3 rations down. And there is, from a double aught perspective, there is a little, you know, 2.5 inch figure sitting Indian style, cross-legged, I guess is now the proper term, on that
Mhm.
rock, munching a crumb of whey bread. Um, and um, she has her little nut form. It's like a breastplate sort of to them, except it goes all the way down to their legs.
Yeah.
Her hair looks like they almost look like roots, except they're lighter. They have the flow of hair. Um, but
Right.
she's she's very cute. I mean, she's very attractive, and
Could be a little taller, but
that's right. Uh, and she says to you in um, a strangely accented Thaps, she says to you, "You took your time," and
yeah.
just looks at you.
I um, ask. Um, took my time doing what exactly? I'm the one who laid out those rations. Have you know?
Oh, we know. We thought you'd check on it long before now. I've been waiting simply ages.
You don't just take the food and go about your business? What were you waiting for me for?
Not when you need help. And you were more than generous.
Oh,
Now, don't be trying anything. No sudden moves or the like.
Okay. Just can I feel like if it really does want to help me, or it's going to
Absolutely.
help me? Yeah.
And you get a
49.
new person
Yeah.
should have a role. Um, it's she's a strange
With its tiny
spokesperson.
eyes.
What now?
Look into its tiny eyes.
All right, come here. Come here. Um, um, she's sort of so precocious, and she's not the most diplomatic spokesperson they could
Right.
send, right?
Right.
Um, she says, "We know there's a taint on you. We know there's an eye on you. All that was clear to see. But it's clear, too, from your possessions that you are a friend of the Trinidas.
Yes.
That's not a name that we've heard around these parts in, 80 years or more. So we figured we'd come and see what a generous heart like you would be doing with all these troubles. And your food, other than her crumb and the crumbs that have fallen from her crumb, it's all
Mhm.
gone.
Oh, okay.
Um, but she's munching on a piece the size of her head.
Uh, I um, um, I ask what happened to the Trinidas. 'Cause I remember them telling me there's some valleys they don't visit anymore. But you do know why they left this valley or this area?
They had a home on the mountain peak there, and another group on the valley to the east. But we've not seen them pass this way. Well, like I said, some 80 years now.
Hmm.
So just before my time. But to your help, how can we help you?
Um,
You're clearly troubled.
yes. Well, I do have this the taint you mentioned, the curse on me, um, which has been plaguing me somewhat. Um, and I don't know if that's in your power to try to lift that or remove it. The other humans have tried, with their holy magic, but it's only been somewhat successful.
We could try, and we'd be willing to try.
Okay.
But there's a good chance that we would do more harm than good.
Well, okay.
And
Then it's probably not worth the risk because it might leave on its own with time.
and as you're getting closer to the source, this particular curse is going to get stronger.
Oh, I ask, what source do you speak of? There's an evil temple in this valley, if that's what you mean.
Oh, the temple holds evil, but it's just a building. No, the person who cast the curse on you
Okay.
clearly is still here. And she closes her eyes, and it's like she's following a line from you. Seems like it's been getting stronger
Hmm.
for a good day or more now. Are you going there to seek help from the one who cursed you? I can't advise that.
When sorry, when she speaks of there, is she referring to the temple or something else? Because she kind of, or I guess I can ask.
I'm confused about what you're trying to ask.
When I asked the source of the curse, she kind of dismissed the temple, but now she's saying going there, and I'm not sure what she means by there.
To the person who cursed you.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Well then. Okay. So in that case, I say, I know the person's name. Their name is Volshad. You know that they walk this valley, or where I guess where their influence is most powerful in this valley.
We can see a link from the curse on you to its source. And that source points yonder. And she points kind of northwest. Roll for me.
52.
She is pointing spot at the smudge of smoke rising from the settlement.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So for all our viewers, that was when I visited the Four Wells, which was Volshad, this necromancer, one of their projects, or bases, lit fire to it, and to kind of destroy all the evidence and everything that was there, and yeah, it created a new problem. Black.
No. You're mistaken. This is the
Oh, are we not talking about the Four Wells?
no. That's many, many, many miles away. You couldn't see
I
that
thought it
from
was
here.
northwest. Thought that would be.
It is actually it's closer to straight west because you're now north of the village. You're now north of your own of Ballabry. You're northeast of Ballabry, but
Right.
no, this is that tiny settlement that's in the valley that you could see from the balcony of.
Oh. So, okay, that makes more sense. Okay. So, Northwest, so Volshad might be in that settlement. Oh, that's scary. I see. Goodness gracious. Okay. I ask, have they been there? How long have they been there for? How long have you detected their presence?
Oh, I only know it from the line of magic that connects you.
I see. Wow.
Had you not come to this valley, no such line would appear.
Right.
But now that you're within a few days' flight of the being who did this to you, but the magic is evil. Surely even humans must know that curses are inherently evil.
Right.
The person who traffics in such magic certainly isn't willing to be forgiving and release you from it.
No, they
I,
are very vengeful and very intelligent as well. So I want to avoid them at all costs if I can.
roll for me.
6.
Okay. All righty.
So they don't know how long Volshad has been there, and I ask if the temple I'm headed to. I don't know if I would know this. The temple I'm headed to. Will that bring me closer to Volshad?
You do know. I mean, if she's in the
Would
settlement,
be north. Yeah,
it's
northwest.
sort of so if you imagine the valley shaped like a seven, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're about a third of the way up the seven,
Okay.
and the settlement is halfway on the arm of the seven.
Okay. So yeah, it's going to get
So
closer.
sort of, you're not heading directly there, but you are heading north on this thing. And then the
Yeah.
valley turns to the west,
Right.
and about halfway along that turn is the small settlement there. That's
Right.
it's probably, I mean, it may not even be 100 people.
Yeah. I don't know what they'd be doing out there. Um, okay. I ask if do you know if the person who cast this on me, would they be able to know my whereabouts as well? The way you kind of do generally?
I don't know what arts they possess.
Okay.
I can tell you it's not fey magic that curses you, as the fey, well, true fey, possess no such curses.
Hmm.
I will warn you that there are curses in the temple.
I wonder. I ask. So I want to ask of possibly lifting the curse. You said there would be danger involved. What danger would that be?
The curse affects your body and it affects your soul.
Hmm.
Removing it improperly could affect either or both as well.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty severe. Yeah, I don't know. I I asked them this: if you could um, possibly follow me in like my travels, and then I might ask for your help later if the curse worsens, or if I, to see if Bullshot is moving, you know, to know where they're moving. If you'd be willing to help me in that way.
We have our own families to look after,
Mm.
but I will speak to our elders about sending someone to you each morning and let you
Okay.
know what we can see. If you
I
don't
would.
hear from us
Yeah.
the next morning, but we do not go in the temple, and if that is your destination, you must meet us in the morning outside the temple. The only part of the temple that we visit are the hot springs beneath it. That is all.
Oh, that sounds very relaxing.
There are bathhouses, apparently, that your people built.
Oh wow.
Those remain untainted.
Mm. Okay. I so I say I appreciate that. I'll look forward to seeing you each morning. That'll help me a lot. And I want to switch gears and ask a little bit about if they know anything about the temple and could advise me if I were to go in there. What might I come across and you know be prepared for.
The temple has been here since my clan's memory. Before the goblins came, before the warriors of the sun came, it was built by the tall dark ones, much like you. but they were a cruel people. It was after they had crushed the dwarves that once lived here.
Hmm. I asked, the Warriors of the Sun, doesn't isn't that like a tale with, or is that's
You
like rings a really strong bell in
roll,
Max's memory.
roll for Brise's memory.
Roll for Brise's memory. 10. God damn it. I'm gonna find that episode. I'm gonna watch it. Something about related to, or at least like
A
her.
statue
There was a statue right depicting like the people of
that
this.
referenced a victory over the people of the sun.
Quinn, like if Quinn or Obi-Wan Karen knows, they're gonna
No,
be so
they can't chime in. They're not your
no, but
man.
they're gonna be so mad at me. That's all I'm saying.
No, I got you.
Text me.
Exactly. So the people of the sun were an enemy of Verlag's people,
Right.
and they were defeated by one of the leaders you saw memorialized in statue at the Goblin Manor.
Right. Okay.
I think you did also see a mural depicting a battle.
Yes. But what's confusing me is there was also like there's a ancient legend, right? When the gods, like a tale with Astalon, with the sun people, sun warriors.
But you would presume that would far predate. That would be the
Right.
early days of the world.
Right. And I'm just trying to remember those were separate things. And so that was like a story
Right.
of this is.
Uh-oh. We lost Max. This is what we get for me going wireless. Although it does appear that it's on his end this time and not my end. So if he doesn't return, then it only really improves the stream. He's back now.
Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Oh man, it always does that.
I was making a joke that the story of the gods, that's ancient, but 5,000 years ago, that's like yesterday in fantasy timelines.
That's right.
Okay, so where did the sun came? So that makes sense that they came to this valley if they were Spellings people. I do ask, can you tell me more about the Warriors of the Sun? I've heard of their name, briefly.
A mixed people to the east. They have not been here since prior to the temple's building, is our understanding. They held this land briefly, but they were a nation of men and elves, darker skinned than you, and of the Dark Ones who ruled here ultimately and defeated them. Why do you go to the temple?
I am seeking to. I explained that I am a paladin serving the other, the righteous gods, and by trying to clean out the temple, I can hopefully make it able to be cleansed, and remove the evil from it.
These things are nothing but pretty caves. Unless you intend to tear down the structure, other things will inhabit it not more than a month after you're gone.
Mm.
What is a paladin?
What's that?
What is a paladin?
What is a paladin? Oh, that's a loaded question. I mean, I guess I would explain it as a person who serves the gods by being their warrior, a fighter for the gods. Yeah.
Do humans worship such gods that they need their own protectors?
It's a great question. I wonder what Breeze actually feels. I guess she would feel that,
It's a question.
serving the gods,
Yeah,
right?
it's a question that has never occurred to you, and you're just like,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I came up with an answer, but I don't know if it would be Breeze's answer. It feels like a Breeze's answer would be, to fight for the gods is to serve them, and to serve them is to, be worthy of their blessing.
she stands and brushes herself off, and she says, "Well, each people have it their own way, I suppose. If you do not see us tomorrow morning, we were unable to help."
Okay.
Um,
It's funny because if they appear tomorrow morning, then the Trinidas might also appear. That would be interesting.
well, you are welcome to tell her that.
I bring that up. I do say that. I actually, the Trinidas, I will be meeting them tomorrow morning. They can temporarily travel to where I am with the aid of what they call the flower children. I think is the term they use. You can naturally teleport across vast distances.
We may send a delegation then, if nothing else. It would be good to renew old ties.
Suddenly sparks like a fairy war, like you again. Oh,
That's right.
Bruce. Good.
Um, I hope we see each other again.
I asked their name, me too, and what's your name if I see you again?
Hallex, Hallex.
Give my name as Brees.
She does a little curtsy and a bow, and then her back shell opens like a beetle's, and wings pop out, and
Oh,
off
that's
she
so
flies.
fun. I love that. A cool little creature.
What do you think about a little early break since we're done with that conversation?
Yeah, it sounds good. We're about to head out again, so
Yeah. And so, gang, just bear with us for a second. We're going to go stretch our legs and refill our drinks. And we'll be right back and see what takes what.
I don't know about you, but I got a craving for nuts right now.
That's hilarious. Come back, be
See you in a little bit,
nuts.
everybody.
That's right. See you in a second. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Don't you did you miss us? You can be honest. All right. So we just finished a conversation with Faye of the Billborn type, and um, now
Setting off again,
setting off again.
blindly charging forth, knowing there's an evil necromancer in this valley.
That's right.
If they found out, well, if they did capture me, they wouldn't know. Oh, they would know I'm the one. I don't know. I don't know their powers. It's interesting. Is that interesting? A wizard could probably just coerce information out of someone, basically saying, "I know what you did. You know, my arts told me."
Well, and
I
this
don't
is
know if I know.
well, and this is like one of the things that we talked about in Karandrin about like having all of these resources available to players means they would know, which makes no sense. You know,
Right. I mean,
um,
I know Brees knows that seers can generally peer into the mind, of other people, but like even that's, not concrete, like what they see or how they see
right,
it. Yeah, it's
and you know that from the best way of knowing it, which is that you experienced it in the world. You
right,
learned it from the world, not outside the world.
right, exactly.
And so it gives you this sense that the world is both real and large.
Hmm.
And I just think that's such an element missing in so many other games just because of the availability of the resource. Now I realize that in a commercial game it's almost impossible to do that because you've got to print it for somebody,
Yeah, yeah,
but you could have mechanics, for instance, that deal with that. For
right.
instance, no spell being perfect, right? It's not success or failure; it's gradients of success.
Yeah,
That would be one way to deal with it.
yeah. It's the
Um,
same problem I run into writing where like I love a sense of mystery. So I end up like leaving holes in my story. Like while I'm writing, I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen there. And I'm like, I'm the author, I need to know. you can't
oh,
I
exactly.
can't write not knowing this information because it would change the decision. Characters are
Right.
the game master and the players. The players are like the readers. The game master has to be
The
the one who,
author.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So are you back to shield and bola in hand?
Jill and Bola on horseback with
Okay.
Nilani scouting ahead.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, last day was peaceful, so I expect today to be, walk into a war zone.
well, you encountered things, you were just able to avoid them.
Oh, okay, I see. I see.
And um, here the woods are thicker. Milani's going to have a harder time, except for, of course, both times she had to find stuff that was exposed.
Right.
They're in patches of open ground. Um, so let's have you roll.
13.
Okay.
Nice.
Still working your way north. You can make out along your ridge work, you can make out the next, um, really the last landmark you need.
Good.
The thing is then to search across from that landmark to find the temple.
Right.
Um, you soon have to descend down. The ridge just becomes unpassable.
Mhm.
And so you sort of work your way down as carefully as you can. Um, I don't know if you have a goal in mind. Can you see? Nilani has spotted a clearing um, on sort of a bald spot on a hill much further down. You're trying to make it to that to recite your landmark, and then begin your
Yeah.
search. You're very conscious of the winds. The winds are um, blowing in your face, which is good, at least in the sense of things ahead of you. Um,
Wind's blowing in my face.
mhm.
Oh, right, of course. So those things won't be able to catch my scent.
Things ahead
Right,
won't know you're coming. Now things behind,
might be on my trail. Yeah.
right? Um, so Nolani doesn't see it, but you and your horse hear it. Um, and you can't see it. There is something, multiple things moving through the woods up higher on the slope from you, not very far off, maybe 100 feet. Does not sound natural. That is, it doesn't sound like an animal. Um, there are sounds that emanate from this multiple source that it's not like conversation. You are
Yeah.
uneasy. What
Okay.
would you like to do?
I will distance myself from them, and at the same time send Alani back around to investigate
Beneath
what's
the
been going
canopy.
on. Yeah.
Roll for me.
54.
You suppress a sort of cry of rage and revulsion. Milani has circled around the sound. You've sort of put yourself going further downhill away from them. It is an undead elven family.
Oh, wow.
Mother, father, and a young girl.
And they're undead dog.
And they each have um, a a shirt that is far too new to be original to them,
Mm,
and it is marked with the dagger of the Iron Empress.
wow.
Roll for me.
24.
Okay. Um, they are armed with swords and axes. The little girl has two daggers. They are amazingly coordinated, like they're staying together.
Right.
Um, so you can't help but think that this is a patrol.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. I do not want to take on 3 enemies. So I'm going to try to, just they seem to be moving along the ridge, right? And I'm going down.
They are actually going up and well, they were going up and sort of sort of toward you, right? But up.
Right.
Now you're going down. Yeah.
Right. Right. So I will we'll keep that path, and hopefully we don't intersect or they don't catch sight of me.
All right. Not exactly a stalk hide roll, but why don't you roll to make sure you don't make any obvious
Yeah.
noise?
68.
Okay. Milani keeps an eye on them, and they proceed stumbling along. It is just, I mean, it's just, it just really sickens you that they've been twisted to this purpose.
Right.
Um, a part of you, I will say, wants to put them out of their misery at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was honestly considering that too, but I do think getting to the temple is a more important goal. I would hate to get injured and then lose my progress.
Right.
Yeah. But
Well, you have a save point coming up.
well, yeah, landmark. Maybe teleport to if I don't fumble it.
That's right. Um,
I do want to help them at some
Man, this is just a bad day. But I knew that when I rolled the activity
Gonna
level.
be a bad day.
You come across a pair.
I want to help the people trapped by the candle. I want to help the elven family.
That's right. You come across um, in the distance. You sort of see thatch roofs below you, overgrown and so on. You swing down, kind of hoping for a road. It's a pair of roofs close together. It might be an old footpath here. It's hard to tell, or just might be convenient, just a bare rock that
Yeah.
can't support a lot of plant life. It does go in front of the two homes. There are trees and bushes growing out of the windows. The door's long gone. Um, it's down by a trickle of water coming down off the slope,
Mm.
making a little pool that looks pretty artificial. It's on the near side to you. So they probably dug out a cistern, that sort of thing, to keep a supply of water. Um, what would you like to do?
So it's two houses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, we'll have Nilani, just do a circle around and listen for anything in the houses.
No sounds. Quick glance as she flies by the windows, filled with vegetation and shade. Um,
Yeah.
at a glance, you'd say definitely dwarven.
I'll pull out my spear, and we'll just kind of patrol the area, see if we find anything more interesting. Remnants from these houses. Hey, Midnight Dawn. They're worried about my haircut.
They're worried
I
about
know. Just one day I woke up and it was like this. I don't know what happened. They asked me what happened to my hair, and I honestly can't tell
No,
you.
what's wrong with his hair? It looks fine. It looks better than mine, which is in fast retreat.
Yeah,
My hair
it
always.
will get long again, but after some time, I was tired of dealing with that.
That's right. And his hair isn't matted; it's maxed.
Yeah, Matt. My name isn't Matt. All my Indian coworkers call me that, but
That's funny.
that's because it's a language thing.
Yeah, you go around. You don't really find much of interest. You can't even find places where they've cut firewood or anything. I mean, so this was, trees have
Yeah,
grown since then.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
there's a stone fence they built. Probably was a garden plot somewhere that protected from the wind, but is now the domain of trees. Um, so you feel fairly safe here, and it is noon now.
Yeah.
Um, so why don't you
We can
erase
always
a
stop
meal?
for lunch and take a break here.
His name isn't Typo. That's weird, Midnight Dawn. I don't know.
You spelled typo correctly. I don't know. That's weird.
um, all right. You
Yeah,
need to
we're
you're going to try to regain the higher ground and make it to that bald spot. You just need one more
right.
roll, and then you'll get to the top of that hill.
That's a 75.
There you go. Man, this is a bad day.
It's kind of makes sense though. It feels like as we're getting closer to the temple, there's more activity, more things happening.
Um, Nalani sees flashing in the trees. Direction is again weirdly ahead and down slope, several hundred feet away, flashing into treetops and the mist moving through them. It is the mist that is flashing. An actual smoke, black smoke, is rising from trees from where it just passed, which suggests that's actually lightning or some other energy form. It is headed towards you, moving very slowly. Oh,
Oh.
01. So it's moving at the speed of, it's just creeping towards you. Uh,
Yeah,
it's in the
I will.
boughs of the trees.
Yeah, seems to be not that threatening and interesting. I will kind of move out of its path and then watch it to see if it changes direction toward me.
So you take a different tack and just cut more to the east. You keep going, periodically concentrating on Jelani. It does not follow.
Okay.
At one point, it does go from tree to tree through a gap, and it is basically this creeping storm cloud that is
Yeah.
going through the treetops. There are small fires in the trees where it just left. And you see lightning immediately strike the next tree, just small bolts.
Yeah.
Some fizz to nothing, some start small fires. And on it goes. You reach just a moment later. I rolled how close you were to in this last hour of journey. I
Right.
rolled a 96, so you were almost at the top anyway.
Yeah.
So you swing around and take a sort of a circuitous route, and through Nalani, you just watch it continue down.
Yeah.
You have
Again,
made
no semblance of like a creature to it or anything. Any
which
sounds?
seems. I mean, she can hear the lightning.
Yeah.
You cannot from your distance. She's about 1,000 foot closer. Um, there is the last of the landmarks, which is um, a peak on the near side of um, of the valley to you. So the eastern side of the valley. Um, there's a peak with distinctive tumbled rocks um, just below the peak. And it's clear that the a handful of scraggly trees are keeping these enormous rocks from just coming down. I mean, the
Mhm.
rocks are probably 4 times the length of your horse. And these little trees are just so tough. They're just holding them up, and you're like, that's the last one. And so you sort of try to find a vantage point in the clearing where you could see down more to see. And there is a stone roof of a semicircular building, an oval building, and the top has a scaling pattern. So you should be there. If your luck holds, you could be there by nightfall.
Okay.
This valley is teeming. And of course, we know some of that is because the Iron Empress is recruited.
Right.
Um,
Somehow controls or manipulate. I don't know how that works.
right,
The undead have free will to choose who they're gonna serve.
right.
Interesting question.
Roll.
70.
And of course, you feel a bit foolish. Um, uh, the Iron Empress must have also recruited Volshad.
Oh, that does make sense.
And so now she can have undead giants, undead families.
Yeah, that's how they would like bind them to her will. Yeah.
So Volshad gets more power after her defeat and had to abandon all those resources at. I mean, she got some of them back, we know, because not
Right.
everything was there. But so she came to this valley, maybe had it already set up at least as a refuge, right?
Mhm.
That was her escape plan. And then at some point after that, somewhere in those 23 years, she was approached by the Iron Empress.
Right. It's really
And so now you have a nice little, I mean, not obviously very powerful kingdom, but you've got patrols to keep strangers out. You've got,
right.
and anything they kill, maybe Volshad can raise to your service,
Right.
you
Right.
know. Um, you're in a fairly uninhabited valley, so you can lay low for a while. You don't have to butt heads with Algrit or Mia Grawl.
Mhm.
Although clearly that time is coming because
Right.
they've asked for, Iron Empress has asked for your help.
Right.
Um,
It also makes me a little worried then that if Volshad is, intending to protect the temple, I guess not because it is abandoned. So it
yeah, I
wouldn't seem,
mean,
but they might be more involved in as we continue to, interact with the Iron Empress. It might bring me to interact with Volshad. Hmm.
right. Which is kind of interesting because you could be close enough, to strike a blow.
True, yeah. I was gonna say it's almost like you meet my coworkers. It's like Volshad who serves me.
Right.
Brise, I want you to serve me. Yeah,
Right now, I need a staff room and couches. I have to get a 401k going. This
yeah.
is, um,
Interesting. Okay.
well, let's see. I'm thinking we might end a little early tonight. I think we might try to get you to the temple, and then
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be a
and
good
then,
place to.
yeah, and then, have you set up camp, and then we'll start with the meeting with the Trinidas and so on,
Mhm.
and we'll go from there. So, um, all right. So hopefully, this will go smoothly. This has been I mean, the activity level today has been 175.
Oh, Kevin,
So like
Lord,
I mean, you've got basically a 2 in 3 chance of encountering something every hour of travel.
wow, wow.
So roll for me.
93.
Nice. Hour one. And you encounter something. Oh my lord. Look at that.
Run the roulette.
Okie dokie. Hmm. Well, encounters sort of mean something generally interesting happens. So you come across um, a broken down wagon. There are trees and things. I mean, just growing through it, as happens. Um,
I know that face, and I never. Well, it could be good or bad.
well, it's good for you. I'm just gonna have to roll it up later.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, I see how it is. When something good happens to me, it's like, oh, I'll roll it up later. But when
well, I mean, it would take
enemy attacking me, you got to roll it up right then and there.
because it's so good. There's so much good. I have to anyway. Um, this must have been intended for somebody else, and it just got attacked, and it ran off and smashed itself, and whatever guards were guarding it are gone. So you find um, items just scattered around this wagon.
Wow.
You spend. I'm probably going to just have you leave some of the silver because you're trying to make it by daylight.
Yeah. No.
I mean, you can grab the items up, and that's fine. I have 10 items to roll up for you.
Oh my
I,
God.
I rolled a double aught. That's the face.
Wow.
So that was a good thing. I rolled if it was okay, like random treasure, which you've not come across in a long time.
Right.
Yeah, got a good enough roll. Roll the level of treasure and then the level of if it was magic items and then 100. So
Well, that's the thing. I haven't come across treasure in a long time, so this is making
so
up.
there's a lot of silver on the ground. I'm just going to have you quickly pick up the gold and the 10 items so you can make
Yeah.
it. If
Okay.
there's any objection to that, or if you want to memorize the place and search, I mean, it's totally up to
No,
you.
let's just go. Yeah. I mean,
399 gold
wow. It's just shy of 4 mithril.
and 10 items that I'll have to roll up for you. Good Lord. Double aught. You gotta be kidding me.
Note that. That's why we do it. That's why we're adventuring. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and then you come across the mother lode. No, it's not even in, like, we've had this conversation, right? Not even in the deepest part of the dungeon. It's just right there. What's the
That's right.
story? Somebody.
Somebody's bad luck, right? Remember you
Yeah.
dropped your shield near
Right.
Briniloff, and at some point, rain's going to wash that thing down off the slope, and it's going to fall to the valley floor.
Yeah.
And someone's going to find this. I think it's a plus 10 or plus 15 spike target shield.
It was a nice shield. Yeah.
I mean, and you're going to go, oh, Kevin, I have had players go, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, it makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, out of curiosity, I just a quick scan of the area, right? Does it look like there was conflict or what might have caused this? Because it seems so unusual. Are there claw marks or anything on the trees?
you sort of walk around. Um, and sort of like peer, sort of push the vegetation out of the way underneath.
Yeah.
And underneath, there is some form, I mean, there's no doubt in your mind, of magical ice that apparently hit this thing from below. and is still there. And you thought you saw like mist coming from the far side, and you were like, no, it's just dust. That's what I'm seeing, dust with the sunlight coming through the trees.
Right.
But no, it's of course the combination, the coming from the
Yeah.
ice, and it is still cold.
You're saying it kind
However,
of struck the wagon from underneath?
yes. So it's a couple of feet thick. So it would have, it would have probably lifted made it ride sort of like it was dragging a plow, underneath
Yeah.
it and digging a furrow. And then whoever ran as far as they could, you know, um, maybe there was something even, maybe this was part of a convoy
Right.
and this was not the main wagon that the ice thrower wanted. And so
Yeah.
when it went off the rails and smashed into a tree, they just let it be. Um,
I wonder if I can so the ice does it kind of taper to an end, or is it, pretty
yeah,
solid like all the way?
it tapers to about like a tree, like a small saucer or a large saucer.
Not
You know,
big. Okay. I was gonna
and
say I could
and
try to knock some off, just see what happens, but it's way
I
too
mean, you
thick.
can. I mean, what's it going to
I'll give
cost
it a
you?
try. I'll kick it, just see if it
Kicking
shatters.
it? No,
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh, fascinating.
All right, what do you want to do? Head on.
Um, yeah, we'll head on.
So slide down some more slope. It's
Hmm.
loose gravel. Come to a stream. Hope that the stream will come to the. It seems to be winding toward the
Right. That would
where the
make sense.
thing. It makes sense for them to have a source of water. Um, Milani is up ahead and occasionally circling back around to you. Man, all this stuff is always. I'm rolling the same direction for all this stuff. It's in the 80s, which puts it ahead, but to the left.
Right.
Um, and
That's where the party's at.
Jesus Christ. Um, there's a creature, again, several hundred feet away. It is sort of like a hulking figure. It's about your height, much more thick bodied. It has a frill that runs from its head down to a tail that has coiled around tree branches. It is perched in a tree. It's looking in direction 27, which puts it looking across your path, but it's several hundred feet away and it's looking in the air. So it's looking due east. Um, it's a some form of sort of humanoid, thick-bodied lizard. It has
Mhm.
enormous, muscular, long arms, and it grips the limbs with its feet um, and its claws, its feet and its hands.
Okay.
It possesses no weapons, wears no clothing. Um, its muzzle is
Clothless.
that's right. Its muzzle is long and narrow, like a I would say like an alligator, but really more like a caiman. You know the difference?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so really narrow. Um, the teeth are something to avoid. Um, They are considerable. Um,
I don't. I guess just I'll watch it from where I am um, for a bit and just see. Does it kind of look human, like intelligence in the way it looks, or does it
you have
kind of?
heard of this creature
Oh, okay, good.
in a story you overheard in a tavern. This is an Ulcreeth, Ulkreeth. Um, they are um, more handful than a troll.
Oh gosh.
They are very strong, but more terrifyingly, they're very fast and can leap enormous distances. Clearly, they can climb without a problem. Um,
Knew it. The lizard men. They're real and they're dangerous.
the Ulcreeth are supposed to be on the far east coast,
Okay.
found in the waters and in the mountains. The very conversation you heard was a debate between an adventurer and a merchant about whether they existed on this coast.
Okay.
It is sort of hunched over too much to tell if, terrifyingly, if it has a mark of paint on its
Yeah,
chest.
that's true.
You just can't see.
That would only make it even more dangerous. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this thing.
I mean, there's really no, I mean, other than like, not letting your horse just neigh
Right,
out, I mean, just soothe your horse. Not that she's particularly freaked out or he.
right.
Um,
But
but
is this thing like in my path though, on the
it's
way to?
looking across your path. So it's
Right.
like if you were going down the end zone, or crossing the end zone of a football field,
Yeah.
it's up in a tree at the other, it's up on the field goal, on the goalpost
Right.
of the
That's what
other
I'm
end
saying.
zone.
Yeah, I need to get on
But
this.
there's trees all between you,
Okay.
and you're significantly lower than it. It's higher up on a slope, whereas you're down in the valley.
Right.
So unless it has really extraordinary senses, and you don't know of anything along those lines.
I don't know. It sounds pretty dangerous. But you know what I'll do? I will cast Emboldened Steed on my horse, and then we'll just try to go quietly.
All right,
Down
roll
the
it up.
path. Emboldened Steed, second level spell, 22.
Nice.
It'll last for a good while. 12 times 20 would be
240.
240 minutes. Yeah. So bonus to resistance against fear and to other maneuvers.
Okay.
Sweet.
And you make it to the temple.
All right.
Higher up on the slope, but easy walk from the stream bed. The open maw of a snake is its entrance.
Okay.
Plants have grown around it somewhat, mostly trees. As they said, the northern side of it um, has been crushed somewhat. The back northern side has been crushed. There is
Right.
a tower back north, so further side from you. There is a tower. It has suffered some damage as well from rocks coming down the hill, but it seems stable. And you realize it tapers to form the tail of a snake.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
It is now dark.
Yeah, let's find a good spot, a little ways away from the entrance, right? So things are coming in and out.
Yeah, no problem. She sat there and watched it for a couple of days and said she saw nothing coming and
It's
going.
true. It's
But
true.
I understand your caution.
Yeah, yeah. So we're heading, and yeah, we'll do a setup camp, disguise camp, and
Okay.
then it
Why
should
don't you
be.
roll that up, roll the discuss camp, and then
It's a 6. Okay.
that
Well,
would be a
we're not
fumble.
ending yet. Guess we're not ending yet. It's only a third level spell, but maybe it's like just as the opposite. It's like, hey, everybody, I'm here.
That's right. It's
Fumbled.
old. It makes your scent. It makes the tent smell like your campsite smell like Ulkrith meat. An Ulkrith female. Um, so it's Ulkrith perfume. Um, so lose 12 damage, lose 6 exhaustion. Try again.
Um, that's a 77. There we go.
Nice. Lose 2 exhaustion.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. So go ahead and erase a meal. Go ahead and get that done.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll call it right there.
All
So
right.
at the temple, really busy, alarming day. I mean, things I rolled, they were fortunately just not very close.
Right.
The
Right.
closest was that Elven family.
Yeah.
So what could you imagine having the little girl on your back just stabbing you over and over and over again?
This isn't cute at all.
I know, man. This is why I don't want kids. They turn into undead. Um, well, there you go. That is episode 91 in the books. Pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah.
We certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. As always, go and like and subscribe and all that great kind of stuff. If you think we're doing a good job, hop to donor box there at that link and send us a little love. We always appreciate it. It'll help get my poor sore head fixed and go to other streaming costs that we have, like the website. If you want to hop and see more of Max, listen to more of Max, then he has his own YouTube channel. You can follow the link down there where he discusses the role of music in video games. He has a sonorous voice, as you know, and so it's well worth a listen. Thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for their terrific art for Brise's character that we use every stream. If you want to see more of their work, you can go to artstation.com /Tortolua. And I've written a novel that I'm pretty proud of, so hop to Amazon and give it a look. Thanks for everything, guys. Max, say goodbye to the lovely people.
Yeah, everybody. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, the 17th.
That's right. So,
And yeah, start exploring this huge temple, which will probably be here a little while. Good fun.
yes, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be cool. So, yeah, next Wednesday, gang. Thanks for everything. We will see you soon.